In the bustling heart of Kumasi, Ghana, where the air hummed with the rhythm of market traders and the scent of Kelowel wafted through narrow alleys, stood a sprawling compound on Ashanti Road. Number 27 was no ordinary place. It was a fortress of fear, ruled by Mr. Kofi Mensah, the most notorious landlord in the Ashanti region. They called him Iron Fist behind his back, but to his face, it was always sir or nothing at all. Mr. Mensah owned a massive 2-story building with 15 rooms, renting them out to the weary souls who flocked to the city seeking better lives. But better lives were not what they found. Mr. Mensah was evil incarnate, greedy, ruthless, and quick with his temper. He hiked rents without notice, evicted families on whims, and wielded his influence like a whip. 3 months before the storm broke, the compound was a cauldron of despair. Mr. Mensah would storm through the courtyard at dawn, his booming voice echoing off the concrete walls. "Where's my city? This isn't your grandfather's village. Pay up or get out." His enforcers hired thugs and corrupt police officers on his payroll ensured no one dared resist. Whispers of his dark past circulated, rumors that he'd amassed his wealth through shady deals, perhaps even ties to underground syndicates that dealt in smuggled goods from across the border. But no one could prove it. They were too scared to try. In room 4 lived Auntie Afua, a widowed seamstress with 4 children. She mended clothes at the Kajisha market, her fingers calloused from endless hours under the sun. Her husband had perished in a mining accident 5 years prior, leaving her to scrape by. One fateful month, Ifua fell short on rent after her youngest daughter, Akasua, caught malaria. The hospital bills devoured her savings. Trembling, she approached Mr. Mensah in the courtyard, clutching a wad of crumpled sedishaf, the amount due to Uncle Kofi. "Please," she begged, her voice barely above a whisper. "Akasua is still recovering. I'll pay the rest by week's end. I swear on my ancestors." Mr. Mensah's eyes narrowed, his thick mustache twitching like a predator's whiskers. He snatched the money, counted it slowly, then hurled it back at her feet. "You think I'm a fool, Malaria? That's your excuse. This is a business, not an orphanage." He grabbed her by the arm, dragging her across the dirt yard, while the children wailed from the doorway. Neighbors peeked from cracked windows, but did nothing. Fear glued them in place. He slapped her hard, the sound cracking like thunder. "By tomorrow, full payment, or I'll padlock your door and sell your sewing machine to cover it." That night, Efua pawned her late husband's gold ring, the last memento of him to borrow from loan sharks. She paid up, but the humiliation scarred her soul deeper than any fever. Next door in room 8 was Uncle Kwabena, a retired cocoa farmer who'd moved to Kumasi for his twilight years. He'd been a tenant for a decade, always punctual with rent, even sharing his harvest bounty with others. But age caught up. His arthritis flared, and a bad storm ruined his small garden plot, his only side income. Short by 500 cedis, he pleaded with Mr. Mensah, hat in hand. "I've been loyal, sir. 10 years without a late payment. Give me a fortnightile, sell some tools." Mr. Mensah sneered, his gold chain glinting under the harsh bulb. "Loyalty, that's worth nothing. You're a leech, old man." He summoned his pet officer, Sergeant ASA, who arrived with 2 burly constables. They hauled Uncle Kwabena away in handcuffs, charging him with trespassing on private property. The tenants scraped together bail money from their meager pockets. When Kwabena returned, broken and silent, he vanished into the night, never to be seen again. Rumors said he returned to his village, but some whispered darker fates perhaps. Mr. Mensah's thugs had ensured his silence. These weren't isolated incidents. Mr. Mensah's reign extended beyond evictions. He tampered with utilities, cutting water to punish late payers, and even extorted extra fees for imaginary repairs. Tenants murmured prayers for divine intervention, but months dragged on, and the iron fist only tightened. Auntie Afua would hiss to her neighbors, "One day, the ancestors will strike him down." But hope faded like the evening sun. On a sweltering Wednesday afternoon, amid the chaos of Kumasi's traffic, a young man appeared at the compound gate. He was about 22, tall and lean, with sharp eyes that seemed to pierce through shadows. He carried a single duffel bag, his clothes simple faded jeans, and a worn t-shirt. "I'm Kojo," he told Mr. Mensah, his voice steady. "I need a room. I'll pay 9 months up front." Mr. Mensah's greed ignited like dry tinder. 9 months, in crisp new cedi. No one had offered such a windfall. His usual scowl twisted into a oily grin. "Young man, welcome. Room 12 at the back, best in the house. Quiet, spacious." In truth, it was a dump, peeling paint, a leaky ceiling that turned into a waterfall during rains, and cockroaches as bold as street hawkers. but Kojo surveyed it calmly and nodded. It'll do. He counted out the money, stack after stack, under Mr. Mensa's hungry gaze. Anything you need, son, Mr. Mensa said, pocketing the cash. I'm like a father to my tenants. Auntie Afua, overhearing from her window, stifled a bitter laugh. Father, more like a hyena to its prey. For the first month, Kojo was a ghost. He'd leave at dawn, returning after dusk. No one knew his trade, perhaps a mechanic, or a trader in the market. He greeted politely, but shared nothing. Whispers spread. That boy is odd. Too silent. What's he hiding? In Kumasi, secrets bred suspicion, but life pressed on. Then, the first crack appeared. Mr. Mensa, nursing a hangover from a night of palm wine with shady associates, prowled the compound in a foul mood. His latest business deal, smuggling electronics from Togo, had soured, costing him dearly. He needed an outlet. Spotting Kojo's door ajar, he barged in unannounced. Inspection time, he bellowed, rifling through Kojo's sparse belongings. What's this? You're using too much electricity fans all night. You'll pay extra. Kojo, meditating in the corner, opened his eyes slowly. I use what's fair, sir, no more. Liar. Mr. Mensa roared, raising a fist. The tenants gathered outside, sensing blood. This was the ritual. Accusation, violence, submission. But Kojo didn't flinch. You're mistaken. His tone was even, but his eyes darkened like gathering clouds. Mr. Mensa swung. The slap connected hard. The courtyard gasped. Kojo's cheek reddened, but he straightened, a storm brewing in his gaze. You shouldn't have done that. What, you pup? I'll evict you. Keep your advance as penalty. Mr. Mensa lunged again. Kojo caught the arm mid-swing, his grip unyielding as steel. Mr. Mensa yanked, twisted, but couldn't break free. Panic flickered in his eyes. Let go. I'll call Sergeant Asai. He'll drag you to the cells. Call him, Kojo said, voice low and lethal. I insist. Mr. Mensa fumbled for his phone with his free hand. Osei, come, no intruder. Attacking me. Bring backup. He hung up, smirking viciously. You're done, boy. Prisoner waits. Kojo released him with a shove, stepping back. The compound held its breath. 10 minutes stretched into eternity. Auntie Efua murmured prayers. Children hid behind skirts. Soon, tires screeched. Sergeant Usei burst in with 3 officers, batons ready, faces grim. Osei, a hulking man with a scar across his cheek, had been Mr. Mensa's muscle, for years bribed handsomely to overlook incidents. Where's the fool? Osei barked. Mr. Mensa pointed, feigning injury. That one. Assaulted meanly, broke my arm. Osei advanced on Kojo. Name Kojo. Full name. Boy. Just Kojo. That's enough. Osei's face twisted in rage. Arrest him. Assault on a citizen. The officers grabbed Kojo's arms, twisting them behind his back. You're under arrest, Osei intoned. Resist, and it'll be worse. Kojo's smile was chilling. One chance. Release me. Apologize. Leave. Forget this. Osei howled with laughter. Threaten me. I've crushed bigger men. The air thickened. Kojo moved, blurring like wind. In a flash, the officers flew back, slamming into walls with grunts. Osei swung his baton. Kojo dodged, grabbing his collar and hoisting him effortlessly. Asa dangled, feet kicking futilely. You've aided this tyrant, Kojo said, voice thunderous. Bribes over justice. Families ruined. You're a stain on your badge. He hurled Asa into a muddy puddle, filth splattering. The compound erupted screams, prayers. Mr. Mensa stammered. Who are you? Kojo turned. Someone who fights for the weak. My mother was a tenant like these, destroyed by a landlord like you. I trained in the ancient arts of our warriors, plus modern combat from my uncle, a former soldier. I heard of you, Mr. Mensa. Your reign ends today. But this was just the beginning. As Osei and his men fled, tails between legs, Kojo revealed he'd recorded everything. Hidden camera in his bag. Send this to headquarters, and your careers vanish. Osei begged mercy. Kojo granted it, on condition of reform. Yet Mr. Mensa wasn't done. Humiliated, he plotted revenge. That night, he contacted his syndicate. Contacts a shadowy group, led by the Viper, a smuggler kingpin. This boy knows too much. Eliminate him. Unbeknownst to him, Kojo had allies. While scouting Kumasi, he'd befriended a young journalist, Nana Auntie Efua's niece, who lived nearby. Sparks flew between them, stolen glances, shared meals under stars. Nana, investigating corruption, uncovered Mr. Mensa's smuggling ring, fake imports, masking drugs. She tipped Kojo, A subplot unfolded. Kojo infiltrated a warehouse, dodging guards in a tense chase sequence. He gathered evidence ledgers, photos while evading vipers, assassins. One night, attackers ambushed the compound. Kojo fought them off in a brutal melee, protecting tenants, his martial prowess shining. Flips, strikes, disarms. Meanwhile, romance bloomed. Kojo confided in Nana. "I wander, fixing wrongs, but you make me want to stay," she replied. "Then fight with me for justice." Cliffhanger. Mr. Mensah kidnapped Auntie Afua's daughter as leverage. Kojo mounted a rescue, storming Viper's lair. High-stakes action. Gunfights Kojo, disarming foes non-lethally. Narrow escapes over rooftops. In the climax, Kojo faced Mr. Mensah atop the compound roof during a thunderstorm. "Why the evil?" Kojo demanded. Mr. Mensah broke. "My father abandoned us. Poverty hardened me. I built this empire to never be weak again, but I became the monster." Kojo spared him. Change, or face ruin. With evidence, Kojo exposed the syndicate. Viper arrested. Mr. Mensah turned state's witness for leniency. Redemption. Mr. Mensah reformed lowered rents, repaired homes, started a community fund. He apologized tearfully. "Forgive me, all I was lost." Kojo stayed a year, training tenants in self-defense, marrying Nana in a joyous ceremony. Then, he departed. Other evils await. Years later, Kumasi Tales spoke of the evil landman who met his match. Mr. Mensah, now kind, prayed nightly for strength. If this epic touched you, subscribe, like, comment. Thanks for watching. We remain Afro Story Hub, delivering gripping African tales, modern and timeless.